big cat. Welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, I'm a high priestess lightworker, here to guide your way through the waves of life. We'll find a new path to embrace. Tarot, astrology, numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising Big Cat Earth Signs. Welcome or welcome back to Big Cat Astrology. Big Cat Wave, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. The planetary hot topics to add to your almanac over the next 7 days. On the 15th of April, the Moon in Cancer squares Mercury in Aries. Anticipate communication delays and exercise caution whilst travelling. Guard against mental distractions and emotional disruptions. Practice mindfulness in your interactions and double check any messages to prevent misunderstandings or wrong recipients. On the 16th, the Moon in Leo opposes Pluto in Aquarius. Stay vigilant for potential conflicts arising from power struggles and ego clashes during this transit. Approach family disputes with skill, particularly if it involves shared financial matters. Maintain your composure and employ resourcefulness to resolve conflict or drama. On the 17th, the Moon in Leo squares Jupiter in Taurus. Exercise caution today as you may be prone to excess. Avoid investing money in real estate, home decor or renovations. This is not an ideal time for risk-taking or gambling either. Okay? Due to the heightened emotional involvement, females may experience discomfort in their womb, hips and lower back during this phase. On the 18th, the Moon in Leo trines the Sun in Aries. This aspect makes your life better in many ways. This energy brings feelings of success, happiness and health. It also helps you get along well with your parents, family or partner. If you're not dating anyone, it's a fabulous, gorgeous and lovely time for going out on dates and meeting new people. On the 19th, the Sun enters Taurus and kicks off Taurus season. It's like you're entering a time of stability and enjoyment. You feel more grounded and comfortable. Direct your focus towards what makes you feel secure and happy. It's also a reminder to be patient and wait for the good things that will come from your diligent efforts. On the 20th, Jupiter in Taurus is conjunct to Uranus in Taurus at 21 degrees. An extremely lucky transit. This is a moment in time. It's a big chance for you to be more independent, creative and bold. Step out of what feels safe and try new things. It could lead to exciting opportunities ahead. Make sure you catch my detailed insights on this event to where I break down how it will affect each Sun, Moon and Rising sign and the house it occurs in for each Sun, Moon and Rising sign. On the 21st, the asteroid Juno goes direct in mutable Virgo. When Juno moves towards Virgo, it's time to take a practical look at all your relationships. You'll start to see them in more realistic terms. It's essential to think about what both or all participants are contributing to said relationships. Juno's position in your natal chart shows your relationship preferences and underscores key themes related to commitment. Please stay tuned in for the tarot reading to follow. Big Cat Wave. Namaste! Grand Rising Earth Signs, welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for messages for your next 7 days. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Big Cat Wave. Let's dive in and unpack. Okay. You have the energy of a 7. 7 is the number of genius, darling dears. Highly spiritual number. And it speaks about analyzing a situation or having a deeper understanding of a situation. Okay. Let's put it to 1-5. 1-5. Good golly and gosh. 1-5. Is that important to someone? Freudian slip meant to come out. Well, guess where you are, darling dears? You are the big cat, and you are in the southwest corner. So you may be heading to the southwest, or receiving something from the southwest, or someone, baby, over the next 7 days. It's also the element of earth, so you are in your element. Yes, baby, all the powers of the planets that back you. For Capricorn, it's Saturn. Taurus, it's Venus. And Virgo is Mercury, darling dears. Love it. You've got the celestial bodies on your side. The energy of the 7, darling dear, speaks about your creativity. You have a childlike spirit about you, but not one to be played with. You are an earth sign after all. You don't take fools and folly easily. No, you don't. It also speaks about the energy of fire. According to this grid, which is a Chinese numerology grid, low shu grid, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this could be where the offensive may be coming in, but it's where you're going to have to use wisdom for the wise. Let's drop down and get our eagle on. The meaning of the 2 and a 5 on the dice, darling dears. Make sure you mark this on your almanac. Over the next 7 days from the date of this video, darling dears, you're going to hear of a public figure. Someone with a major platform is going down. Bobby Brown. Trust and believe. Anytime you see this, it's a disgrace. On the world stage, darling dears, a public platform. Someone is going down. Bobby Brown. All right. Okay. The energy of the 2 speaks about an adventure. If you are planning some form of business dealings, you'll best do that on the Sunday or Monday. Yes, business on a Sunday as well, darling dears. Why? Those are your best days. Okay. The energy of the 2 also speaks about compliments. You'll be getting gifts, darling dears. Could be even be cyclic inspirations, epiphanies, darling dears, over the next 7 days. Let's drop down and get our eagle on. The energy of the 2 also speaks about having luck, darling dears, in a business field. So you've been warned 3 times. Ha ha! Okay. The energy of the 5, darling dears, speaks about your security or foundation. This read is going to be about the 7th house. The 7th house is of contractual partnerships, darling dears. Maybe the signing of a new business, the signing of maybe some kind of because 7 is the lower court, some kind of legal situation, darling dears, where monetary funds, right, the skrilla, the folding stuff, money is coming towards you, earth sign. This is a very lucky week for you. Your birthday could be on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th, or it could be your life path number of a 7, or it's a significant day or date in your life, and hence the 16 is part of the next 7 days for you, darling dears. Okay, the number 7 represents the letters G, P, and Y. The number 7 is ruled by Neptune, darling dears. Lean in, bestie, lean in. Neptune is a watery planet, as we know, darling dears. It rules Pisces, the house of what? Mysticism, possibly even the drugs and the alcohol. Maybe you've cut that off, darling dears. You're having an epiphany, or you've already done it and it was the right thing. Why? You raise your spiritual vibration and you strengthen your auric field. It's the house of spirituality as well as confinement, whether self-confinement by the ruminating thoughts or the thoughts of lack. Yeah, less than, not feeling good enough, darling dears. Listen, it's time for you to pack it in. Why? We have the conjunction next week of Jupiter entering Jupiter and Uranus entering Taurus, darling dears, at 21 degrees. The luckiest day of the year, darling dears, for everything to come to fruition. Please go and watch my read, because I've put up the events that's going to be happening for each sun, moon, and rising sign in the house it falls in for you. So you'll know what skills you must work towards, darling dears. The house that is in opposition to the house that it falls in for you is what you've got to let go of, what you've got to overcome in order to what? Gain those blessings. All right. Okay. The energy of the 7, darling dears, tells me that you are highly intuitive. you used your psychic gifts, your spiritual gifts to get you where you are right now. So you're exactly where you need to be. You're a natural explorer, always inquisitive, wanting to know more. Why? As an earth sign, you like to create a stable foundation for yourself. You've always been resourceful, darling dears, but well, guess what? You're getting the support you need from your ancestral team and the universe over the next 7 days. Remember, I told you that. Okay. It also speaks about your education, darling dears. You've educated yourself in some way, which has created this new level of growth, which is bringing in this abundance. Some of you have the gift of touch. Maybe you're a masseur, you use your hands. You could be a hairdresser, a writer, a reader. All of the above. You may even be an IT expert, whatever it is. Your hands are involved, darling dears, and it's in your hands. You're about to be blessed. As an earth sign, you represent the northwardly direction. So we've got north and southwest, darling dears. And remember, the north remembers. Okay. Your luckiest numbers over the next 7 days will be 4, 5, and 7. Your luckiest days will be Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. The numbers for you to avoid or to what? Look into deeply into the fine print is the 2, 3, 6, and 8. This is about you learning forgiveness, darling dears. Forgiving what you didn't know, but what you know now, darling dears. Be diplomatic with it. Nobody likes a loudmouth. And as a big cat earth sign, you move in silence. The number 7 is represented by the astrological aspect of a semi-sextile. So you've healed and you are now transforming it into the persona. You came back to this earth, this Malkuth, darling dears, to be. Posh clap, love it. So much intel. Let's press on. Let's get your oracle ancestor. I'm feeling guided to go to the cards. Okay, we're gonna get intuitive card. Message fell off the back end. Your throat chakra, darling dear. Step up to the mic. The throat chakra is represented by the frequency of 852. Play this frequency. You also have. Let's put up the energy of Neptune, so we know what planetary energies you're working with, darling dears. Yeah, because you've already sacrificed yourself. You've released yourself from a situation. An energy of a 10 is about completion, ending of a cycle. The 1 is about the new beginning that you've created. You've become the Fool as well as the Magician with the 2020. This is what is bringing the new opportunities towards you. These new bring-ins. It's all about the new that you truly deserve, darling dears. It also speaks about you being highly intuitive. Psychic abilities, darling dears. Listening to that gut feeling, that quiet voice. Okay, let's put this up. Okay. The throat chakra again is about your expression. The throat chakra also speaks about you living your truth as well as speaking your truth. And it's about not caring what anyone else thinks about you, darling dears. Saying it with your chest and standing on what you say and do. Love it, darling dears. But your words, throat chakra coming out, your words are carrying spiritual weight over the next 7 days. Be sure to use them in a positive manner, darling dears. Okay, this flashed up. Somebody needs to go for a health check. Okay. Right, trust in the universe in the 11th house. The 11th house, people are looking at how you're making your money. They want to know how you're making your money. Good God, they're so nosy. Why don't they mind doing business? Well, they can't. They haven't got any business. You are the business, darling dears, apparently. Continue to trust that divine has a hand on your life over the next 7 days. The 11th house, darling dears, is also about business contracts. Didn't I tell you this, darling dears? You're about to make some kind of a contract which is going to change your financial bracket, your way of living, darling dears. But it's all done in healing. The 11th house also represents siblings, possibly even older siblings, darling dears, that are paying attention, trying to see what's in your wallet. The 11th house also represents grandparents. Maybe your parent is the grandparent to your progenies, or you're a grandparent, darling dears. Okay. Yeah. Somebody also is going to be having stepchildren come through, darling dears, possibly from a different direction. Yes, yes, yes. The 11th house also represents technologies. Whatever you're doing online, darling dears, it's going to what? Come across in a big way. It's going to go to all sorts of groups, darling dears. Yes, baby, your work is getting out there. You're about to meet like-minded souls. Yeah, because you understood the assignment when you what said, how now brown cow to fool's gold. That's fresh is naive shining in the sunlight. Let's split the deck. It was family issues, darling dears, that you realized that was fool's gold. Once you cut those cords, darling dears, your life has been metaphoric. You may have felt that you've been going as slow as the tortoise, but trust and believe, from the outside, you are what? Tinky winky, blood. Tinky winky. Posh clap. Love it. So families got their knickers in a twist, have they? Siblings, eh? Just heard a bell then, confirmation. Right. Let's get a deck. We're going to go with the Rider-Waite deck. Good golly and gosh, on the base of the deck, you are an earth angel, darling dears, and it also speaks about the difficult path your family members put you on. They thought you would choose them. Well, you didn't. Why? You have one foot in the water as well as on the ground. I said you're highly intuitive. It came to the point where you had to choose yourself in a family situation. The temperance energy is represented by Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. This is again about your growth, your spiritual growth, your expansion. Many of you have learned new languages. It's also about astrology, darling dears. Maybe you've learned astrology, or you're an astrology teacher. You're possibly a teacher or a counselor, or you're thinking of going that way. But it also speaks into the higher education that you've what? You've actually achieved, darling dears. You're going to see the fruits of your labor everywhere, darling dear. Somebody's on the radio, somebody's also working in the legal field. But it's also spirituality, darling dears, because I already told you with the Neptune energy and you trusting in the universe. Yeah, good golly and gosh. You're also going to be hearing of someone going to prison or hospital over the next 7 days. Maybe they chased fool's gold, or they're getting paying karma for being on that fool's gold time. The new level is sideways, darling dears. They haven't changed. Some people that are operating on time before land began, darling dears. Time. Yeah, that's how they operate. Yeah, they ain't got no common sense. It's a superpower amongst them. Okay, for my earth signs, your work and your money, you have an offer coming in, Page of Cups. Yeah, something that's going to give you an 11-11 fade. This could be in the form of a new job, a new spiritual practice. It could be in the form of new business, or people asking for your services, darling dears. But it's also about you being stable. Whatever it is that you move forward, darling dears, this is going to be giving you the ultimate happiness. Page of Cups, darling. Look, your cup runneth over, and it's full of bling bling bling. This speaks about your health returning. The gateway is an indicator of the new opportunities, these portals, these gateways that are opening up for you, darling dears. Yes, and we already saw the energy of Uranus with the 11th house, darling dears. It's going to be a sudden change. This is unexpected. It's as though it's coming from nowhere, but it's all because of the work that you've done, and you've been doing it some time. Yeah, you thought that you hadn't achieved the level of study or understanding to gain the financial return that you've always wanted, darling dears, but you have. Why? Because you must always be an eternal student, darling dears. If you know everything, baby, go and bury your head in the sand. Ask up for someone to kick it. Learning is an everyday thing for the big cat. Yeah, and your highly intuitive nature, you're extremely loyal, darling dears, and nurturing. And again, intuition. You may be a reader, darling dears, or be in a spiritual practice. That's the truth, Ruth. Yeah, your money's looking good, darling dears. It's going to be a major change gifted to you by the universe. This is why people are asking, how's Big Cat Earth Sign making their Skrilla? Why haven't they come back to ask us for anything? Why won't they come back to lend us their everything, including their hairline? Yeah. What about those that are single? My single earth signs. Listen, look what fell out. You're winning, darling dears. 2 major arcana. Earth Angel you be, darling dears. Moving forward, and it also speaks about success. Yeah. Cancer, Chariot energy, Moon energy, darling dears, again telling you how intuitive you are. The Temperance also speaks about your ancestral team. You are being backed. Call them at any time. You have 64 ancestors specifically supporting you in this new age of Aquarius. Yes, it's all popping off for you, darling dears. Divine definitely has a hand in your life. My single Capricorn, Taurus and Virgos. Somebody's about to meet a new partner as well. If you get an invitation, go. Why? It'll be something, it's a different kind of soiree, or maybe you haven't been out in a while. Go for the invitation and look your best. Look, listen, go dress to kill. And if you're overdressed, oh well. You didn't tell them to be plain. You be you. This is a lovely week for dating for you, darling dears. I'm also hearing possibly a new car, or you'll be riding in a new car or in a different form of transport to your own. Lots of victory, lots of success, darling dears. With the chariot, the chariot is moon energy. It represents the breast and the stomach area. Maybe you need to get the medical checkup with that. Okay. We've also got the energy of the temperance, darling dears. Love it. I don't hate it. Temperance, as I said to you, is the Jupiter energy. And this is representative of the thighs, the womb, the liver. Maybe it's a full body checkup that you need to have, darling dears. But you're definitely going to be doing some travel, in pronto travel. But it's for the betterment of you, darling dears. Yeah, because you've gotten over a dark phase, a phase where you felt lack. It also is you freeing yourself of guilt from a past situation, darling dears. You've got nothing to be guilty of. And you got nothing to be guilty of. Yeah. What was that? That's called Guilty by Barbara Streisand. Posh clap. And I believe it's Andy Gibb. I think it is anyway. One of the Gibb boys. Anyway, yes. You've got nothing to be guilty of. Divine is giving you the Two of Cups. The same Two of Cups being held by your what? Ancestral team. This goes to Four of Cups. So it's about you what? Learning forgiveness in a situation, because you've got to forgive yourself in order to move forward. You don't want to be tied to any past situation, and especially if it's a situation where you're being chucked at by relatives, darling dears. Relatives that treated you like you was fool's gold when you was always the prize. Yeah, base of the deck. Listen, this deck has got the temperance energy twice. You are being spiritually blessed and spiritually guided to what? Go to the mirror. Look deep into your eye chakras. And if you're upset or angry and in unforgiveness of these family members, look yourself deep in the eye chakra and then slap the shiznai out of yourself until blood and spittle flies. Then wash your face like David and we can finish the read, darling dears. Rub them bitches in. They're the best skin tightener this side of the universe. Any tears you cry from this day forward will be tears of joy. Tears of surprise, but it's well-deserved surprises, welcome surprises, because it always starts in self. When you remove yourself from places that you are not being respected, Matthew 10:14, you dust off your sandals. And for many Capricorns, it took a while, but the main dusting off happened in the past 5 years. All right, let's move on, darling dears. You had the Temperance twice, 3 major arcana. You are being guided, darling dears, and if you've been rocking with me for a while, you know that I'm a bit particular to the number 3. I love the 3, 6, and 9 of it all. You are in manifestation mode. Oh, did I give you a bit of vertigo? Didn't mean to pull the camera. Had to get to my gavel. All right, what about my earth signs in a partnership or relationship? This spun over. Listen, somebody's manipulating the situation, darling dears. Somebody's not telling the truth. This goes to what? 6 of Cups, darling dears. It could be someone overgiving in a situation, in a love situation, but it's also about making the right choice. Somebody's trying to make a situation where a situation is highly emotive, lots of Cups energy, but you're using your intuition. Something's not been going right for some time. Look, I can't make it up. You got the High Priestess. The High Priestess comes with secrets, darling dears, and it could also represent what? A mistress. Yes, right on the Lovers card, darling dears. 3 major arcana, just like the singles, but this don't look good. Some secrets are about to be outed in a situation, but it's been an emotionally robbing, emotionally traumatic turmoil, a hairline taking situation that you've been in for some time, darling dears. Yeah. And it's created a lot of confusion, but Divine is telling you to look behind the smoke, darling dears. See things from a different perspective. Hangman again. That brings it up to what? 4 major arcana out of 6, darling dears. For you to try and find true harmony and balance, you got to let the situation go. Death card. This is the house of joint finances. It's Scorpio, darling dears. The 8th house. It's the house of death and rebirth. This is time, I think you're going to be realizing that you can do bad by yourself. Come through Shensia, posh, clap. Yes, baby. Yeah, you're going after the money and your mental health, darling dear. Somebody's cutting a situation out. Yeah, look. This person from the past doesn't want you to go. The person that you're cutting off, darling dears. But they're going to come back. It's only sexually based, darling dears. They can come and they can light your fire, but they're lighting all the fires that they can get. They're greedy. Base of the deck, darling dears. Your happiness lies in you what? Making a different path for your destiny, your fate, the direction you choose. And it also speaks about a foreign person or a foreign land and something to do with a car, a vehicle. Okay, maybe that's what... Oh, I was about to say, is that where you found the evidence? Look, heartbreak card. Listen, cut them soul ties. Cut it out because you don't know. None of us know, right? The day, the hour, or the minute. Why are you going to waste time in a situation trying to find out who did what when they knew what they was doing? They knew it would hurt, but they yet still, here we are. They did it. Not telling you off, but I am kind of, because I'm your bestie, and I will tell you off if I need to be, but in the nicest possible way. Yeah, right. Okay. This is trickery, darling dears. Queen of Swords is someone divorcing himself from the situation. Yeah, they're going to get their karma. They didn't realize that you was the brains of the gang. You was the one that was spiritually gifted and guided, darling dears. Yes, they're going to want a second chance, but it's a second chance at your hairline. One more round, Julie. Choose you, darling dears. Choose you. It's a hard decision, but it's a heartbreaking decision. But life goes on, darling dears. Many of you will be traveling, possibly traveling away from the situation, but it's also what? The cutting off of emotions, darling dears. Yeah, they did it to themselves, like Kurt Cobain, allegedly. Yeah, this is a new beginning for you, darling. There's all of this major arcana. Divine has a hand in your life. I believe you've learned the lesson. The lesson is what raises your spiritual pay grade. The lesson is where you find forgiveness for self and others. And just because you forgive them doesn't mean they have to be around you again. I feel guided to go to this deck because this was looking up. What? Thief and liar. Okay, final card. Yeah, they was always jealous of you, darling dears. Yeah, look at the base, secret affair. What did I say? On that note, choose yourself, darling dears, and don't go up for the smoke and mirrors, right? Nothing more from this deck. And as I always say, don't get smoked, and don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, big cat waves. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat.
Hey, big cat, welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, I'm a high priestess lightworker, here to guide your way through the waves of life. We'll find a new path to embrace. Tarot, astrology, numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.